No, in these terms, no, it isn't, and it can't be. And it's enormously irresponsible to suggest that we should be. And in terms of actually, I mean, and all the funding problems, the collapse of, the various public funds, it's a real problem of our time for broader reasons. But we have actually enjoyed, as an industry, significant public support over the last decade or more. I mean, the establishment of the UK Film Council has provided a centre for more strategic thinking than was ever going on before. Brown himself, for whatever you might think of him on other topics, has actually been consistently, over many years, because of his own personal interest and support for the industry, very supportive. We're having a debate at the moment about piracy, where we've got Mandelson, not a person, again, with whom we might agree on some other issues, but who comes with a long track record of understanding the importance of intellectual property rights.
Let's not get into that, Jesus.
No, if I can make my case, Jess, what I'm saying is that we actually have enjoyed significant support from the government over a number of years. And for this industry then to be turning round and saying, but actually we're special, and we want to pick and choose the laws that apply to every other industry but not to us, would be a strategic catastrophe. I mean, what Jess seems to be saying is health and safety law, yeah, I suppose we have to go along with that. That would send a really dangerous message.
That is not how I put that at all. I think everyone in the room knows it.
You said you understood we have to respect health and safety law.
Listen, look, who got the impression that I was being casual about health and safety?
No, I'm saying that you didn't say that, Jess, in order to make the point that you want to pick and choose the laws which apparently apply to us. Health and safety law, yes, you accept, that must apply to us. Good for you. We all agree on that. National minimum wage, apparently not. We just can't go down that road. It would be a political and strategic catastrophe if we tried it.
Martin, you must, listening to yourself there, you must say that basically what you're saying is death to craft, isn't it? It's death to art, isn't it?
No, not if you've listened to the whole of what I've been saying over the course of the evening. This is an industry which can only survive if it understands itself as a creative art form and as a very hard-headed business. Both have to be there. In this sector, not other bits of the industry, but in this sector, the rather unstructured commitment to art, to creativity, has trumped the need to also be hard-headed about the legal obligations, the structural, financial obligations, which also have to be taken on board. That's the problem we've got, and what I'm arguing is to redress the balance.
Okay, thank you. Chris, I just wondered if you could say, we had 3 questions about funding mechanisms actually from Julian, Monty and Alec. I just wanted you to say something about funding.
Yeah, anybody who's ever tried to raise money for a film knows that it's near impossible. I think it seems to escape a lot of people in the room that, as Jess said, nobody knows anything when it comes to a film. It's very speculative, ultra speculative. You should try and raise £1,000, let alone £100,000 from someone and say, listen, I have no idea whether it'll make a penny back or not. And it's a complete nightmare. Add to that, we've also got a bizarre culture in this country where many emerging filmmakers have been raised, and this isn't a popular thing to say, but they have been raised in this kind of idea that there is public money out there for you. And what that has done is it's kind of killed, to some degree, some entrepreneurial spirit that you see in American filmmakers who really do approach it much more as a business. So it's very, very difficult. Anybody who gets any film made under any circumstances is a miracle worker to me. And anybody who thinks that they've never made a film and they've just not been there. So I applaud you. I've got to say, I'm very depressed at the whole conversation that so many bright people in this room seem to be kind of missing the point. I agree with Martin on so much. We are so close to actually being in almost complete agreement, and then there's 1 or 2 areas that we're going to disagree on. But
what are they, Chris?
Well, hold on. Let him.
We'll get to that
out in a minute, I think. Okay. Listen, I'm going to take 2 more questions only at this point, and then we'll have another round of questions after our final 2 panellists have had their 5 minutes. Gentleman at the back has had his hand up for some time.
Yes, these fishermen.
Could you say who you are, please?
Oh, sorry, my name's Andrew. These fishermen that people have been talking about, are these the people known as share fishermen who get a share of the sale of the fish they catch, even though it might not be very much sometimes?
Yes.
I haven't heard any low-budget film producers saying how much of a share everybody's going to get of their film.
Yeah, well, it's another way of doing deferred wages, another option for the cooperative, and a very interesting one.
Okay, do you know, gentleman here?
My name. I've got the microphone over here. Sorry, I couldn't. Sorry, got it ages ago.
I can't see it. Oh, we'll have three then. You're at the back, and then gentleman here. Okay.
Okay. My name's Anna Carrington. I'm a DOP. It's not really. It's a question actually to the room. I'm a Shooting People member. I've worked on lots of collaborative projects, but I was here today with an idea of what I thought was my own. Turns out I share the same idea as Martin Spence here about the collaboration. Let's make it a proper collaboration. Let's make it a legal union where me as a filmmaker, if I decide to collaborate on a project, I'm protected as well. Because I don't want to be working for free and then the director goes off and makes money on it. I don't understand why the room and some of the people here on the panel are saying that we should be changing the law. No, we shouldn't be changing the law. I want to be paid. I want people to get minimum wage, whether they're runners or whatever they are. And I think this is a great working model, and it can work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's John Olive, and I'm a feature sound designer. I just wanted to pick up on Jess's analogy of the painter, really, and...
Painter? Oh, yeah. Sorry, artist, yeah. So I thought we were back in construction. Or fishing.
No matter how much the artist wants to paint and he doesn't know whether anyone wanted painting, he's still got to buy his paints, still got to have somewhere to pay, he still has to pay all his overheads. We're not seriously suggesting that paint suppliers should give him paint for free, he should get rent free, so he can do his painting. I'm a bit uncomfortable with this idea that filmmakers have a right to make a film, no matter what. There are realities involved.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I'd agree.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I do promise we will come back for another round of questions in a minute, but I was just wondering if, Benetta, would you want to take your pick amongst those questions?
Sorry, that was completely out of the blue. Anna's just summed it up, actually, quite beautifully for me, which is that if you're contributing to an artist, the thing about filmmaking which distinguishes it from painting is that you need other people around you, almost always. You can make a film entirely on your own, but on the whole, you're going to be working together with other people to make it. And I have to say, I cannot understand why you would not wish to acknowledge that somebody else's contribution to your piece of work, that's something that you have worked together on. In some kind of way, and I am terribly bothered about projects which seem to want to. You end up with a director saying this is mine and it's mine alone, and I've done it on my own, and that worries me a bit. I'm certain that that a collaborative model is possible. That's what we do anyway. Actually, you don't make films by committee. It's simply that people bring their skills to the table and they do what they're good at. And the director and the producer are out there getting the money. Well, the director's making the film, the producer's getting it out to the festivals, the DOP shooting it, the sound recordist recording it. It's everyone's contributing, and that needs to be reflected. And sometimes, quite often, that doesn't come. That isn't what I get from reading the kinds of discussions that we've been having the last few months.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, was it Anna? Was it your name?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, the reason I'm not more positive about co-ops is I don't know enough about it. Simply that. I mean, so I can't respond now to whether yes, that's great. We should go down the co-op route. I have. Someone did tell me though, with a co-op, you have to pay. It doesn't solve this minimum wage issue. A co-op. It doesn't allow collaboration. But I could be corrected. And I don't know about how you do management structures inside a co-op, so actually you can have proper leadership. I just don't know enough about it, so I don't want to sign up to it tonight and then go away and read up on it and go, what did I just do?